Hello everybody, this is X here and welcome back to another World of Warcraft Top 10. Now this time we are going to be doing future expansions for World of Warcraft. Let's get into this one, this is going to be cool. Number 10. The Other Side of Azeroth. Now around the other side of the world of Warcraft we have an unknown zone which no one really knows what is there. At the minute we have the two major seas, which to the west on the Veiled Sea, and to the east, which is the Forbidden Sea, which will merge round the back of the world. Nobody exactly knows yet what could be round the other side of the world, as up to now it is completely covered in mist, and all the ships that have been round there have kind of vanished. Now GMs have said that they may add something around this to make it useful to players and obviously players to access, but up to now it is completely and utter mystery what is behind the world. So really the only possible things that I personally think could be perhaps a Naga expansion or a playable Dragonkin race. Number 9. The Burning Legion get to Azeroth. Now this expansion would cause a hell of a lot of disaster and would cause something on the line of a cataclysm where the world would all be redesigned, everything would change. Major cities would be reduced to rubble, and many of the different races, including Horde and Alliance, would have to band together in order to save the world. Now this is the one that we know has been confirmed as a Burning Legion are on their way to Azeroth. We have fought them on the Outlands with all the different demons in the Hellfire Peninsula and all through the expansion. We have, they'll be a lot more powerful than the Iron Horde, and also to make it a bit more scary, this invasion is imminent. The only problem with this expansion is that the new land will be needed, so we'll either have to create another planet or a whole different set of islands to accommodate this expansion. Number 8. Other Azeroth. Now this will be an alternate world which players will be able to explore, set 35 years in the past. This will allow players all sorts of different possibilities. Fighting through the original Warcraft, fighting in the Fall of Stormwind, and also if you add the idea of the Burning Legion getting to this world, it could be an expansion on the level of Warlords of Draenor. The thing with this would be that the questing zones would probably be extremely similar to the Cataclysm Dungeon End Time. In that one it is like a desolate world. That's probably what this expansion would end up being like. Number 7. The Dark Below. Now we all know that this expansion is going to happen at some point in the future, but we don't exactly know when. This expansion will be based around Azal Namub, which was originally going to be added as a playable area in Wrath, but was split in the end into 2 dungeons. This expansion will also be based completely underground, the first subterranean expansion we have ever seen, and may include wall climbing mounts as well, which I think would be really interesting for you to see. Also, this expansion is yet again imminent. It is going to happen eventually. The area has already been built below Azeroth. It is huge, with plenty of room for there to be an expansion set in this area. Number 6. Army of the Forsaken. Now the only things that we know currently about this expansion is based on rumours. It will be about the undead race in Sylvana Windrunner. The tensions between the Horde and the undead are reaching an all-time high, and her and her undead army will no longer trust anyone and will eventually result in an all-out war with the Horde. Now the thing about this expansion as well is it is also been rumoured that the Shards of Frostmourne may come into play in this expansion, but we just don't know how. Number 5. Old Gods. Now this will be based in Northern Lordaeron, which is to the northeast of Tristful Glades. Now this will be based around an unknown god called Enzoth, who is responsible for the corruption of the Emerald Dream, turning Al Jarara and the followers into Naga, and also the corruption of Deathwing. Now the main thing around this expansion would obviously be about the gods, but may include some extraterrestrials, including some extraterrestrial bosses, but we just don't know a lot about this expansion yet. Number 4. The Emerald Dream. Now this has been an expansion which has been rumoured about since the original release of Warcraft. Now this would mostly be accessed by druids, which will show Azeroth as a merged supercontinent. It would look exactly as it would have if intelligent creatures hadn't altered the surface. As I've already said, this expansion has been rumoured for an extremely long time. But was not put into the game due to GMs thinking the expansion being based around lush green fields would be silly and boring. Emerald Dream zones were actually already created but unfortunately never implemented, so most likely we will see these as just a raid or a leveling zone. Number 3. The South Seas. Now this expansion will most likely be based around the story of Ozumat and Nepulon. This would also both include Yogg-Saron, Y'Shaarj and the Naga capital city of Nazjatar. This expansion will almost definitely happen in the time of World of Warcraft. This was originally going to be planned for Cataclysm before being cut. We will be able to fully explore Kazan, which we only saw a very small part of in the Goblin Start Zone, and we will also be able to access Undermine, the Goblin capital city. Number 2. A completely new planet. Now a lot of references in the World of Warcraft do reference other planets being in existence, which could very well be used in a future expansion. Most likely this will include visiting some races' homeworlds. Most likely, if the Arathians could become a playable race, one of the planets could be Karash, which is a homeworld. We've already seen Anxjoss, which could be a possible expansion, which we briefly saw in Warlords. And if you look closely on this one, you can see what kind of looks like a dark portal. And we also may have a chance of visiting the Dreadlord homeworld, but this is all just speculation. And number 1, Argus, possibly the last ever expansion for World of Warcraft. If Argus really is at the throne of Sargeras, which is the capital of the Burning Legion, then the greatest end of all fights would be against the Dark Titan himself. This is going to happen eventually, but will, like I've already said, be right at the end of World of Warcraft's life. But I don't think it would end the game, as that's not a very good business strategy. It's going to happen eventually, and we will definitely be meeting the Dark Lord soon. So that is it for this countdown. Don't forget to punch that like button, leave a comment down below, and also subscribe. Also, make sure to follow me on Twitter, which is going to be linked down below, as always. So, that's for this say. Thank you so much for watching. I've been X.Correx, and I will see you all later. Goodbye for now.